Hi, stinkers! Welcome back to stinkerssss channel. Bet you haven't seen me in a while. So, we have returned to horse life once again. My little pony has called my name. Check it out, you guys. I just got the Celestia and Luna plushes. I didn't make them myself, but they completed the collection. And while I was looking at them and enjoying, the beautiful Celestial Luna plushes, I realized someone in our group is lacking. Someone looks different. Looks a little wrong. Looks a little funky. Looks a little more bootleg than the rest of them. And don't get me wrong, she's a cutie. I do stand by my decisions on this project, but I think we could do better. So today we are going to be working on my Rainbow Dash project. While we get started on that, we have a nice full garden to get to work. We're going to need lots of snacks for these hungry plush. I wanted to talk a little bit about the winter event that just went down. So the winter event ended yesterday. Today's Saturday. The Friday update happened. We got a new horse, which actually has spawned in the world of Frisian. We're going to do what are we making? We're making some foals. We're going to do some breeding, and then we're going to catch the Frisian for my quest. I need to catch one. And then we are just going to take it from there, kind of see where it goes. A little bit more casual, laid-back video today. I know my last video was kind of an incomprehensible rant. I am considering taking it down just because it is cut out so badly. I'm using a headset microphone this time to hopefully avoid those issues. I'm not sure if I was just bonking the microphone and unplugging it or what. I really don't know. But I'm so glad they added the sort by species. That has been an excellent addition. So we have some raspberry coat top. We have some pink eyes. We have a couple of those. We have some yellow mane, and then most importantly, the red pattern. Now, we are probably going to use predict for this project, but hopefully we can get some good bases today at least. It's like I have all the ingredients for the soup, but they're all like on different horses, so we're going to be here for a minute. As I was saying, honestly, yeah, look at the difference. You can see what we're going for here. This is going to be like a different mane, different color eyes, because I'm so sick of looking into these brown, ugly ass eyes. Look at them, they're brown. Get them out of here. But if I do the, where are you? Magenta. Now that is the right color. With this raspberry, oh, beautiful. And then yellow like that on that part of the mane, the yellow mane, and then red on the other part. And then we take out the pattern so that there's no visible pattern like this one. Oh, well, I guess the spots are still visible, but you get what I'm saying here. We're going to do that. It's going to be a lot of work. But I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, winter event and new horse species. It is cute, a little bit, how shall we say, underwhelming, but I guess it's an after event species. They just did all that work for the new species. Now, what color eyes you have? You also have all olive. That's the color I can't stand. I cannot stand it. We're going to get these somewhat organized. We'll name these just under Dash. We'll do Dash as the project name. Is this C or is this raspberry? This one's raspberry. One of these is C. I think it's Kodiak. Yeah, C. Okay. Which still works to get raspberry, but this one doesn't have the right mane color. Thankfully, they mostly all have the right type of mane. I wouldn't care too much if it was the long one, but ideally I do want it to be this short, spiky one, because that one's really cute. They have adjusted the race style as well for this week's update. It was a bit controversial. Honestly, I see why. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a whack choice, because They wanted to make the races accessible and, you know, what is this one? This one's C. So now we have these named a little easier so we can get cooking. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 males, 3 females. We will just get to cooking. Okay. You have olive eyes too, and you're related to the other two. So I guess the only thing we're going to do is our first step is to get magenta eyes with a red pattern. And since this one has a white pattern, we might actually get, please be a white pattern. Paint, where's pattern? They changed the order of these, so it's been very much a learning curve for me. But anyways, actually, I'm really curious. We said tomato and cotton for the colors. Let's see what we can get. Tomato and cotton. And ew, we just get a bunch of oranges. So it's we have a chance of getting the original, but that's the rarer chance. Most likely we're gonna get some ugly orange variants. So what I can actually do is what I did originally, and we're gonna only use this one for the coat bottom color, which is Lagoon, and we'll figure that out when we get there. Who was it that we were gonna use? Not you, right? You had pattern. Oh, right. Is that pattern or paint that we need? We said pattern. Okay. Little Apple Bloom, who is from the... I haven't changed the wings yet, but they're so not good. I'm a speck of dust. Very talented MLP plush breeder. One of their specialties is actually hoof colors. They're very talented at hoof colors. But anyways, this will be our base that we use to get the red pattern. And that is a male, so... And this is amber eye color, which I think is less rare than the other ones. Amber is pretty common, but not as common as like, oh wait, doesn't it say now? Please tell me it says it now. Okay, 1% chance for amber eye color, and for magenta, it's a, come on, I can't read that. You know I can't read that. 5%. Perfect. So what we can do is we can get the red pattern with the magenta eye by doing that trick. Somebody told me about that. I do not remember who. They told me if you have a white eye, or I didn't realize amber was this rare. I thought it was more common, but since it's just a 1% chance to get it, honestly, they did such a good job on this push. They did so good. The fact that it has no visible paints or patterns is honestly incredible to me. Like, you have no idea how long that must have taken them. Oh my god. Such a good plush. So good. And I did not realize that the eye thing worked out in my favor. I thought that amber eye was like 20-30% chance or something like that. So this is going to be very helpful for our project. Where are you, magenta eyes? There you are. So this should immediately give us one with magenta eyes. It is a debate on whether or not it'll be rhubarb. Let's actually see what we can do with the rhubarb color. I believe that was rhubarb. Yeah, that's rhubarb. Oh, so strawberry wouldn't be terrible. Lipstick is a little bit easier to get back to red, I feel like, because it's pink, but the orange is not great. Strawberry's good, and rhubarb's good, so I'm happier with that than with the tomato, because tomato was just giving us some ugly oranges. Those were not good. So, about the new race mechanics, they decided to make it like you can race by yourself. You don't need somebody there, but the way that they did it is by adding a timer to the races. And the timer is only, I think it's 90 seconds. But because of the lag and because the timer starts before the race actually starts, like when it's still counting down 3, 2, 1, the timer's already going. It's more like 83 seconds, I would say. And even on my fastest horse that's like level 7 agility, and I've been practicing these tracks a lot. Excuse me, my throat has been pretty dry today. Let me have some water. Even though I've been practicing on those tracks a lot, using a medium level horse that is not a slow species. I don't think plush are a slow species. It should be a walk in the park, you know, it's a short track. But no, instead, I could never finish a single race. Whoa, we got strawberry with magenta eyes immediately. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And I think we need a female for the raspberry ones. Do we like strawberry or do we want rhubarb? Because strawberry and raspberry look really cute together. Actually, I'm keeping it. I like that. I'm doing that. Thank you, Apple Bloom. You may go home. For now. We might need that one back. So let's go ahead and let this little foal grow up. We'll plant some seeds and we are going to head out to find that Frisian horse while I yap some more. Because I have thoughts about these updates and I have thoughts about the winter event. Not many, because there's not much to talk about. It was a repeat of last year, but somehow worse. Just like more expensive and more glitches and just kind of mid overall. I believe there are a couple notable exceptions to that with some of the potions that they added, but along with that, some of the downsides that they added were just oof. So, do we need tomato? Well, I want to keep you around because you have the mane, but I will keep you around with the eye color. Not sure. Who am I getting? Ah, Limberina, my beloved. My beloved. Okay. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I know that's gotta be so annoying in your ear, but haven't sat down and done a video in a minute. I mean, my last one I was just so angry and upset from that update. I'm not finding it in my heart to be angry so much as just saddened, you know? Not even disappointed, because I kind of knew this was coming. People were warning us from the Dragon Adventures game. Oh, well, let's actually see how old the Frisian is before we go hunting. What if it's a foal? Let's see what it is. Thank goodness for the spawn sign. Okay, Frisian, how old are you? 70, it's an adult. We'll be able to find it, no problem. I don't really know what their spawn colors are. I saw an interesting, all black with blue keratin. That was an interesting spawn. We'll see. It's not very often they add new spawn colors. I feel like species barely get unique colors, but I digress. I will complain about one thing at a time. So, what was I complaining about before? Oh yeah, winter event sadness. It's not so much disappointing as it is just saddening, you know? Last year, there were things available to buy for Robux. That was a thing that happened, you know, it always has been a part of the game. This year, they really pushed it. They made a bunch of new mutation potions and made them available in multiple different bundles. I wish I had gotten some footage of it because I have never seen so many bundles available at one time or another. They made a limited edition Christmas exclusive bundle with they made a limited edition wing potion bundle with a real item. It was like a blanket. It was like $30 of real life money, not Robux. And like, that's cool, I guess, by itself. I'm not saying that the act of making the product like that is wrong. I know companies do that all the time. It's a good business model, digital thing, and oh, there's the Frisian. And it's that spawn I was talking about. Blue and all black. Isn't that gorgeous? That is lovely. Look at that. Okay, I am seeing a bit of brown on the paint color, but I think that's just like a really dark black, and it's in the sunlight. Get over here, horsey. I'm gonna break some lassos. Oh, there it goes. It still jump scares me. I'm not used to the new lassos. I love it. I love the new taming mechanism. It's very much raspberry keratin. Holy moly, and a draft. Holy moly, you guys. Incredible. And we got our rose head crown. That's what I wanted from that. What was I yapping about? What was I just yapping about? I got totally distracted when we saw that cutie. Let me see it. Let me see it equipped. I'll remember in a minute. Whatever. I'm too ADHD for these videos to have any structure. I don't know what a script is. I don't know what a plan is. And I don't intend to find out. Oh my goodness, look at you. See, they're cute. I'm not complaining about the new species. They're cute. I think people were just expecting more when they heard Frisian because they were like, oh, big horse, big horse. And it's like, we've been getting a lot of big horses. They gotta do some smaller ones too. We've got some very large horses with the anticorns and the seraphims and all that drama. Where's the... Oh, that's why. I mean, we have a lot. It doesn't matter. Oh, the purple one. I can't wait for the trait preview. I cannot wait. These ones are huge. The anticorn are huge. And I did like that we got a smaller species for the winter event. I am working on a rarity project for that because there's a lot of cute traits. I have them all gathered up. I just put them on an alt because I don't want to work on that right now. God, that is such a pretty horsey. You're so stinky. You got little flowers in your mane and flowers on your feet. Did you get lost and bonk into a flower garden? Oh. Oh, hi. You're cute too. Yes, here's pets. There you go. I don't know if I have any tack for these. I don't know how to spell that either. Frisian is F-R-E or F-R-I? Oh, it is F-R-I. Huh. You learn something new every day. Well, I don't even know how to sum up my feelings on the winter event. I don't even know how to totalitarian put a nice little bow on it. All that there is to say about it is it was not what we expected it to be, and it was... There was not many new items. We got a new species, that's great. I'm learning from the Halloween event that, really was a disaster, that they do these events week by week and do the feedback week by week. And when they're repeating them, they're testing out to see how much the community will tolerate and what the community wants. So, for example, we got some fantastic new additions. Take a look at these potions. We have the Festive Eye Potion, which is the most interesting one. Last year they gave us Horn Growth Potion. Super unique, super fascinating, never been done again. This year they gave us Festive Eye. This eye mutation, so it goes in an empty slot. You have to have a horse with an already empty slot. And then it changes their eye color to be glowing. And then it switches from red to yellow to green. It's very pretty. I saw a video of it in the Discord. I have not used it myself because they only handed out one in some very difficult quests that were time locked until the very end of the event. So, yes, cool new potion. Very shiny, very nice. Ooh, come get it. You want it. Don't get FOMO. But also, you're going to have to work if you want even one. If you want it from the shop, that's going to be, I think this one was 3,000 coins, or not coins, event, whatever the event. I don't even remember what they are. Stars? Yeah, stars. I don't know. That's fine, I guess. But it's still just like, well, if you want to get these quickly, or you don't want to be spending all of your time for events on Horse Life alone, I know there's plenty of other games on Roblox that have Christmas events. There are tons of other video games in general that have Christmas events. You could just buy an event boost and get a currency boost and be able to make more currency. Or you could just buy this potion individually in the shop. Get a couple of those, treat yourself. It's only 49 Robux. You can do it. It's fine. Or you want to spend a little treat for Christmas? How about you buy a bundle with a bunch of these potions? That's where these other ones come in. We got the Frost Mutation Potion, which is basically just the Crystal Mutation, but better. That's what it feels like. Same eye color glow, that cerulean, icy blue. Excuse me. And then it's like a frosty overcoat that's slightly blue. And then the new halo around the neck with little snowflakes. It's cute. Oh yeah, and there's little snowflakes subtly, kind of transparently across the design. And then North Star is kind of a grayish overcoat. Not as strong as the Alien Mutation where it's black and white, but it's grayish, so it just kind of dulls the colors. and then it has little stars all over it, and then it has glowing yellow eyes, which is really pretty. I do like that. We don't have a glowing yellow eye mutation. And then, of course, we have returning from last year the horn growth potion, and then not pictured here because I used my last one today, we have the whatchamacallit, frozen wing potion, and they added, I believe, 2, maybe 3 more frozen wings to it. I don't know, because once again, the max that you got, you know, quote quote free, as in just doing quests for it, not spending event currency or Robux, we got 2 of those. One of them from the main quest for breeding the hollyhoofs, which is the new event species, and then one for the time-locked quest that was released towards the last couple weeks of the event. And I did both of those. The hollyhoof breeding license quest was miserable and much too difficult for the first 2 weeks until they added, what have they called, a balance adjustment. Actually, what am I doing over here? You know what I could be doing? Okay, let's go over here. Okay, alright. Let's do this. So, oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. So what I can do is look at December, winter event returns. So the first, December 6th, we had most of the mini games from last year. The hollyhoof was great. Now, the event progression system, that was what was really rough. And then, yeah, they dropped the new theme. It's cute. I don't know. It's just kind of like green and blue. Very nice. And then the NPC I thought was a nice addition for the new players. That was really good. So that's good. And then they just upped the ante and kept dropping things. And eventually they did a balance update. Where did it say balance update? I think winter event balance updates are live with better snow lassel drops and wild winter mutations. Yes, that was a thing that really bothered me. Is they dropped halfway through the event. They dropped the new. That's what it was that bothered me. They dropped the new frost and north star mutations, and you couldn't get them from capsules. You couldn't get them in the wild. You couldn't even get them in the shops that sold the event species. So the next week, they made us wait a week so you could buy those sweet, sweet potions and spend your time doing that, and money. Then they said, okay, fine, we'll make it spawn in the wild, and we'll do that. I'm glad that they listened, don't get me wrong. But the problem is that it shouldn't have happened to begin with. That is so visibly a cash grab. That's what I'm really disappointed about. That's what I'm really sad about, is that it's just a cash grab. We were warned. I have seen multiple comments from people about Dragon Adventures, and I have heard from people in the game who are like, yeah, I left Dragon Adventures for here because I thought it was better, but now it's just turning into that, and it's very sad, you know? But I don't want to be too mopey. I have been playing the game again lately, you know? I've just been playing it on my terms. I'm not trying to get with the hype of the new species and unlock it as fast as possible, especially since a lot of these quests cost a lot of coins, and the economy in that market is rough with the amount of new species and the lack of stable space that we're getting. It's honestly becoming a pay-to-win situation where, you know, either you're buying predicts or the potions that you want or the event boost that you want. It's brutal. And then, you know, I see resellers that will buy something for Robux and then mark it way up in coins because it's a product that is very clearly bought from Robux, a full matching tax set for an exclusive limited species. You clearly purchased that, and now you're trying to sell it for double the price because it's all matching and you spent Robux on it. You know, things like that where it's just very much, it's becoming a circle, you know. Buy Robux, get coins in the game for the event, and buy those things for what you actually want, you know. I don't know. I didn't really engage too much with the event. I got the license for the new species. You know, is our foal grown up yet? This whole time I've been yapping. Is that baby grown? It's grown. It's kind of cute. Oh, it's actually really cute. Look at that. I normally don't like scarecrow patches, but you look cute. You look like a peanut butter and jam sandwich. That is really cute. It just, I don't think the event lived up to expectations, and I think that the way that they chose to handle the bundles was sneaky and stinky and not cool. I am glad that they did have quote balancing updates, but is it really balancing if it should have just been that way from the beginning? And actually, probably should have been better than that. Maybe we could have had some cheaper event prices. I mean, they're very stingy with them. Those potions cost thousands. I believe the potions initially cost 20,000 event coins when they first came out, in that first week when they were only available for Robux and for event coins. You couldn't just get them in a quest or get the mutation in the wild and breed it yourself. You had to buy it. They cost 20,000 for a whole week, and then the balancing update, they dropped it down to 16k, and then somewhere along the way I checked back in and I was like, oh, now they're 15k. And it's just very, I don't know, the whole thing is very much like, what do you mean? It's always been this way. It was totally always 15k. What do you mean? It totally was always in the wild. It could spawn this way. Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's fine. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. It's good. We fixed it, so it doesn't matter. What happened in that week when it wasn't fixed? Did you get more Robux sales because you could only get it in that way? Just rubs me the wrong way. That's what it is. It just, the whole thing, it just... But you know what? I did get some cute holly hoofs in the event. I made the most of it, and I just played other games. I've been playing Dandy's World. I've been enjoying... Wait, why am I feeding Harleen? What am I doing? It's time for you to make some colors. Colorful, colorful. Oh, your olive color eyes. And your olive. And olive is probably horribly common. Dang, it's 50%. So we have a 5% eye color and a 50% eye color. We might end up doing the eye color and paint last. I just don't know what my predict pair is going to look like. I think I would want it to have less traits because these are both very visible. I mean, with simple spots I could get away with that, but something like scarecrow patches is just way too... Sprout. Parchment. We'll see what that makes. Don't feel like chicken, but we'll see what that makes. I wish it was handled better. I wish that they were more generous with the game that people already spend tons of money on. I mean, I guess the only reason that they would introduce so many bundles is that they're very visibly noticing that people spend money on those things and are catering to that need by creating more places for you to be able to spend money. I mean, even now, the event is over. Check this out. Look what is still available for Robux, the New Year's potion. It ain't New Year's, but okay. That's fine. Just, if you want to drop 150 Robux because you got FOMO from the rest of the event, it's there if you want it. I don't know. Maybe I nitpick these things, but it's because I've seen this pattern over so long and this, like, theme of greed, I will say. I will be generous and say a theme of greed, because I can't throw around accusatory statements like they're allegedly... Oh, wow! Sprout and worm and magenta eyes. You are so pretty. You are literally the prettiest plush I've ever seen in my life. What the heck? Why are you so beautiful? This looks like mint strawberry ice cream. Like, I want to eat this pony. This looks like Minty from Generation 3. Get out of here. Okay. That was incredible. Amazing. I didn't want to make a complaining video. I have been enjoying playing on my own terms. I keep trying to get back to talking about that, but then I remember more things I'm mad about. That's my problem with this game, is I have such a conflicted relationship. I have sunk so much time and energy and effort And you know what? I'm not going to buy into the new species. I don't have any seraphims. I don't have any anticorns. I have one hollyhoof project going that I gave up on. I'm not here for new stuff, new content, new this, buy that, get that, do this. I just want to be here for the stuff that I enjoy. Making My Little Pony plush and perfecting my tigers and just having a good time, honestly. I don't want to be playing this game on the terms of watch out, the limited code. You'll get FOMO if you don't do it. You'll get the FOMO. You better not miss out on anything. It's just very. I don't need all that. I just want to play a relaxing, silly horse game that has beautiful creatures and once again, the best horse breeding mechanic I've ever seen. The genetics in this, insane. The fact that this color predict color combo thing even exists is bonkers to me. Look at all these possibilities. This is literally thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of color possibilities when you mix one into the other, what you could get, what you could make. It's been really fun experimenting with the plush. I was able to get this raspberry top coat from figuring it out on the color predict first, and then why did you just blink in and out of existence? I guess you're just special like that. It was so satisfying to figure it out and then keep working at it and not have a breed weight in the way and be able to keep working on it and keep trying with the project until I finally got raspberry top coat. And then, well, now we have one with raspberry top coat. Now we can make one with the right mate. And then I started working like this and got the manes a little better. I mean, they're better colors, but I do want it to be that mane specifically. And just little details and tweaking and working on it, and somebody can help you. For example, I had a friend help me with getting raspberry keratin for another project, which I'll show you guys later, but it's fun to play the game as you want to, and not as what I feel the devs are pushing towards. Get the newest species, get the trendiest horse, have the best one, have the newest mutations, have the newest thing, get the shiniest thing, get the rarest thing. The epitome of that is when, I think mods or, I can't remember if it's content creators or if it's moderators or both. They sometimes get access to the species early. They can get an infertile, just random, whatever of the new species. And they have that for like a week before the event. In that week, before they're released, those things are worth millions because it's a flex to have that horse before the event. But what happens as soon as the event comes out? You now have an infertile horse that looks just like the other wild spawns as random, but it came out before the event. So that exclusivity is limited to you being able to go in here, click on the horse, click on these little 3 dots and see, number 1, your number 1 horse here. It'll say on here, number 1, your first one. Like Lucky is my 444th. It'll say number 1 on there. And then the birthday, which will be, if you happen to have it memorized or have a picture of the update. Look, this one came out a few days before the update. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that special? But its value depreciates so much because it's not a flex anymore. The only thing you have it for is for collector purposes, having that little ribbon with the number and having the date be different than every other one. So the critical factor in the price there is the coolness factor immediately before the species is released. You sit on that thing in the marketplace, people are going to come up to you, oh my god, is that a new species? Is that, how'd you get that? Ooh, how much is that? It's just, it creates this culture of exclusivity and always buying the newest, shiniest thing. I believe I've seen some discussion in the Discord about devs having to make new species constantly because that keeps them employed and working, and, they need to be always making content for this game. Otherwise, I don't know what will happen, but I'm guessing it has something to do with pay structures and, if they have, I have no idea, but if they have any sort of contract, there could just be like, I don't know, like a minimum work requirement of like how much work they need to have or get done. I'm really not sure. They didn't explain it much. They just kind of vague posted about it being like, well, the modelers need something to model. And it's like, oh, fair enough. But you do realize that you have, oh, how many species again do we have in here? Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 33. You have 33 species total. You don't need to be modeling a new horse every time. You can just model traits for the other 33 species you already have. Plush haven't gotten new traits in months. Months! The newest trait they got was, get this, a paint. A mane and tail that looked suspiciously similar to the mane and tail that we already had for them. I am genuinely so confused as to why the excuse is, well, they need stuff to do, when the answer is, you have stuff to do. There are several other species that desperately need traits. And if you're going to say, well, they can't just come up with those new traits, the new species are player submitted, or artist submissions, and, that's where they get the concepts. Wait, what do you mean they're just going to make new traits? Just take one scroll in the Discord player submissions, and you will see so many beautiful, passionate artists making concepts for traits that they want. And go from there. Credit them in the game. That is another problem that needs to be addressed. But I digress from that. That's been a complaint for a very long time. I don't know. I see how they choose to handle and deal their business, and it is very clear to me what the motive is. And unfortunately, it smells like the motive is profit and not player retention or well-being or even engaging with new players. I think for new players, they've added some lovely things like handing out more materials at the start and a nice tutorial, and you do get a super cool Parryton when you finish it. I started an alt recently and replayed through the introduction just to see what it was like, and it has been improved. I'm not here just to complain about every single thing, but I do think that criticism is warranted because so many people care about this game and want to play this game. And when you get past that tutorial and you got that super cool Parryton, and then you realize that it has a chance to spawn in the wild anyway, and then you realize that nobody buys those and you can't really sell that in the market. You can't sell anything in the market because the only thing that's being sold in the market is everybody's super expensive brand new projects from the whatever species happened to drop that week, and you're a new player and you have no money, so you can't buy those. But you can't make those because you don't have the money to buy the quests to unlock them, to make them. So it becomes a vicious circle, and you end up with new players not wanting to stick around. And it's like, what is the goal for these changes? What at the end of the day is the goal for making more Robux products? And what is the goal for making more exclusivity and more limited edition? And above all, public enemy number one, breed weights. Unicorn just fell out of the sky. You scared me so bad, dude. You just dropped out of the sky. I won't bother you. You have a good day. But it's just... I digress. I like playing it for the plush, for the stinky equus, for when you get a wild hair and decide to randomly make a totally new project. Like, I'll show you. I was having a lot of fun with this, and I still really do think it turned out as one of the best plush I've ever made. When I gave up on trying to make a new Tiger Seraphim and being so frustrated with the, 2-day breed wait, I made this instead. And isn't she just lovely? I had so much fun making this project, and I really was able to get back into what I enjoy about horse life, which is being able to create wonderful, unique projects that are specific to you and what you like. Not just what's trendy, not just what's cool. I don't want to talk about her hoof color, though. It is very visibly green, but it blends in with the grass, so that's my excuse. Oh, you're growed up a little more. Aren't you cute? Look at that. I might just keep this, little stinker anyway, because it is adorable. Look at that. Look at you. You are so cute. Ugh, adorable. So, that's what I'm doing, is I am playing the game on my terms. I'm making what I want to make, refusing the trends, and I've been having a great time. I've been meeting a lot of cool people. It has made me sad to see that a lot of my friends in the game have moved on to other games, which, understandable, respect. You gotta do what you gotta do for your mental health. This game can take a lot. It's bad when there's literal moderators in the chat being like, well, if you're having this hard of a time, just take a break. And it's like, if you have to tell people constantly to take breaks from your game because it's causing them that much mental stress, but if you take a break, you might get FOMO or miss out on a super limited time code that they barely managed to announce a few minutes before dropping, or miss out on a limited time, whatchamacallit, what did they have? What do they call them? The bosses that they do. Oh, look, you can see her little green hoofs. I don't even care, though. She's so beautiful. I did not get any other tri-glows from this predict. She was the only one that was all 3 colors. And I said, you know what? We're going to keep the hoofs. And I just want to play this game for people that make cool horses, people that have a good time, people that like to just explore and see what there is to offer. I got really hopeful when I read I still am, but I have to remember, how this last year has very clearly been the track record of events and everything. But I do remember seeing a post in the announcements that was like, Happy New Year, here's our plans for the next year. And some of the things that they mention in there, actually, let me pull up on my phone. I want to read them and talk about them because I have high hopes for these things. Not high, but I am hopeful. I am very excited for this to be a reality. I think it's a great batch of ideas. So, horse life feed. Excuse me. So, Happy New Year 2026. Here's a small preview of what's coming. Main map expansion. That will be so exciting. This map ain't big enough. Not by a long shot. People have been saying for a while that we need an extension. I remember when the Hippocampus spawn island over here was added. Oh my god, we were all losing our marbles. That was incredible. I am really hopeful. And this mountain range, here, these little black boulders, they're completely, not completely, but mostly collision free. You can't ride on them. There's nothing up there. There's nothing on there. A lot of these beaches are just empty space. I am glad that they added some trails, but they are just empty. And I think they extended them. I was not here. I was on a break during the Cactaline spawn, but I do think they extended this slightly. So they've been teasing at adding more, but now we're finally going to get more. They said new NPCs, which I would be grateful for if that also came with an update to how the NPCs work, because oh man, have I not enjoyed the NPCs. I haven't even touched them since that update where they ruined them. I can't. You need a 4-day streak of doing their quests every single day in order to unlock their shop, and then even then, I don't want to know what those shop prices are. Ugh, too much work. Too much work. Ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. Call me lazy. It's just too much. And then, so I'm hopeful about new NPCs being filling out the map to look a little bit more like there's stuff going on, but not excited if the quests remain the same. And then they also said a brand new map. So my thinking is it's going to be like Dragon Adventures, where you can portal to other worlds, and that way we can have more species spawn. Something that's been we're having a bit of a forced stop on having new spawns because they've kind of maxed out how many horses can spawn in the world wild, just naturally, like this little Appaloosa you see running around behind me, because you get to a certain amount, people are just going to lag out, or it's going to break the game or just make it super buggy. I don't know. But they've essentially capped their spawns for this map. So when we get a second map, that means we're going to have a lot more spawns. We're not going to have to deal with this. Yes, I'm reading the, yeah, these are plans for next year. It's very exciting. But see how, yeah, for 2026, this year. I guess it is this year. It's 2026. It's January 3rd. I keep forgetting it's already 2026. Oh my god. But see this, like, a Clydesdale has spawned. We won't have that so much because there'll be a second world, so hopefully a lot of those species can just spawn in there. That's really exciting. And then they said a club system, which makes me very nervous because this could mean one of two things. It could mean, one, we're going to get like guilds in the game with maybe benefits, and it's like either in-game currency or quests to become a part of, something you work towards in-game. Or what they mean by club system is a subscription-based system where you get a set amount of items and or horses and benefits, like what, every month, every week, whatever. So I am nervous what club system means. I'm excited but nervous. And then a lore event. This is good news. We need more lore. You know what has been bothering me since day one of me playing this game? Sometimes I come over here and I just stare. I just stare because I wonder in my heart, what, who, why? Where'd he go? Man, that was going to be so dramatic, but they took him away. How long has he been gone? How long has he been gone? How long has he been gone? Where did he go? Where did they take him? Oh, you know where they took him? I know where they took him. I love these little guys. I really don't know why they're still just, like, semi-interactable. I haven't, actually, you know what I'm thinking? I can't remember the last time I saw that guy in the Equus Forest. Holy moly. I really gotta start paying attention more. My god. How long has it been gone? We're getting sidetracked on this lore event business, but I'm hopeful that it is not just going to be walls of text, and it's actually going to be like, maybe we get a flashback and see some of, like, the event map will be the same as this map, but back in the day when there was, sorry, that's my dog. Back in the day when there was, like, buildings or stables or, like, a town, or who knows, you know, what was here, or, you know, what wasn't here. Maybe some volcanic, you know, something happened, and now we have, like, the Kirin Caves and these mountains and stuff, and those opened up. Like, we'll find out lore of how these things got to be the way that they are. Where is he? Where is he? I don't remember where he is. Am I tripping? Did they remove him? Is he gone? When's the last time I'm genuinely losing my mind because I don't remember the last time that I've looked at him. I know it was before my break. I was off for like 4 months, and I've been back for like, yeah, probably about the same time. I've been back for like 4 months. Did they move him or did they delete him? Because that would be really sad if they deleted him. I like that guy. There's still this guy. He's a statue. This is what I was getting at, is I want to find out more about the centaurs, you know. It's incredibly old. Deep aged cracks and divots are clearly visible, you know. Like, I want to know what's going on with this place. It's kind of ominous. To the touch, the statue feels cold with dread. A dark magic pulses within. Spooky! Scary! What's it mean? Why are the centaurs bad? Did humanity go too far and make genetic crossbreeds of humans and horses, and it's too far? What's the lore? Why is the lore? Why the centaur bad? What does it mean? We used to have centaurs out on the map. There were like guys, and there was a E to interact button, you know, press E, and then it would not interact. It just wouldn't work. I could have sworn there was one in the Equus Forest, and there was one in the Caprines area. Am I losing my mind? You remember, right? There was 2 centaur guys, right? Top left corner of the map? Yeah. Let me take a look-see. Oh, by the Bezorce area? Yeah. That's top left. Come here, take a look. Because I remember one was in the Equus area down here. Oh, that's boss. Equus is over here.
Yeah, I think it was like around here, right?
No, the Equus one was right here at the edge of this cliff looking out over the ocean.
Somewhere in this general
this
area, but I'm pretty sure it was like over here. Cause
Don't touch the TV.
He was on a cliff looking out.
Yeah, right there, that cliff.
Oh. Could go look there just in case.
I did. I couldn't find it. Now I'm looking in the Caprine area because I thought there was two. I could have sworn there was two. I think I'm losing my mind. I need to go look through game images and see if there's a screenshot. Oh! Oh, the empty racer. No, you were pointing somewhere else. But, I think I know what you're talking about. The, I think you're absolutely right. He's there! You're right! I was wrong. He wasn't in the Equus area. You are right. I could have sworn you were by the Equus forest. I must be losing my marbles. You were so right. Yeah, see? He does a question mark. But then he does it. Does that mean I'll be able to tame you someday? You do a question mark like a horsey when I approach. Who are you? Who is this guy? I need a lore event yesterday. These have been here the whole time. Look at it.
I feel like the story quest they released was like a whole year ago, and they never did another.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe the event will finally get some more of this. Retracing steps. Retracing steps 2. This story is not yet released. I have been getting that message for months. Perhaps up to a year. At this rate, maybe we'll find out the first chapter in the next decade. But honestly, all that could change with a lore event. We wouldn't have to worry so much about the story chapters. The lore event could give us everything. Plus, I think the story is more like our journey of how we got here. Oh, I love it when it goes twilight and you can see the glow. It's so pretty.
Everything's like so ominous. It's like I read all the lore statues and stuff.
Yeah.
And I never understand what it means.
I know. I'm like, what happened here? Who messed up? Why are there so many sad statues and weepy horses everywhere? It's a little gloomy, you know? It's a little gloomy. I hope that the second map is a bit cheerier. I hope that. Okay, and the last two things on the list is Constellation Festival. Many of you asked for something like this. I think that's a great idea. We have a lot of star-themed species and accessories. You know, I think that would be wonderful for, adding a little more variety to the events. We could potentially have some really cool themes and accessories for that. And, I did love the alien event, but that could give us some more cool space-themed stuff that's a little bit more like, I don't know the words, regal, celestial, whatever you want to say. And then the last thing on the list is interesting. A new event style featuring both co-op and competitive gameplay, plus a redesigned progression system that unifies everything into one clearer structure based on your feedback. That is somehow the most specific and vague thing on the list. Let's break it down. So, co-op and competitive gameplay, meaning that it could either or be co-op or competitive when you join it. Like, I'm going to join with my friend and be on the team. We're co-op, we're on the team, competing to do this thing and get this thing. Or two different kinds of things in there. One of them for co-op, one of them for competitive. It could go a number of ways. However they do it, I think that would be a great addition. I didn't get to play the tag event during the winter event because I mostly just brought it in private servers because when I joined public servers, it was too laggy and miserable to do anything. But I digress. If this is implemented, they will need to make sure that they have their map, spawn physics, whatever problem that causes so much lag fixed, because it's not my gaming computer that's the problem. Runs just fine unless you do certain things in events that are in event maps and stuff. Oh, turn to daylight. Even, yeah, that too, when it switches day and night cycles, sometimes it'll lag out for me if I'm trying to do something. But that also is mostly a mobile issue, not a computer issue. So that can also just be that the phone is struggling to run it. But anyways, a redesigned progression system that unifies everything into one clearer structure based on your feedback. So the evolution of the progression system for the events. We'll come back to you. Oh, he's a ghost. You can no collision. You can just walk right through. He's a ghost. Okay. The evolution of the progression system for events has always been kind of do task, get points, point unlock quest. And for the carousel event back in June of 2025, it was kind of set up to look a bit like an arcade game or a carnival game, or like they were going for a cutesy theme, but it was very confusing and a difficult layout, and people didn't understand that you could complete it in any order you wanted and redeem the points for different quest rewards. People just were like, this is too much, this is too confusing, this is too much information, this is too much to figure out. So they kind of simplified it and sleeked it down a little bit. And then I dipped out after that, so I didn't see how that turned out for the... What was after that? Oh, no, I did. I saw the... What was there? It was a mini event. It was the Renaissance? Medieval? Yes, medieval event. Medieval event. No event species, so there was no breeding license. It was just kind of a redeem your points for goodies type of situation. Very simple, very straightforward, very nice. Some quests, very simple, very much giving daily missions. The whole thing was just based around the jousting mechanic. Was honestly a great time. Was awesome. Loved the new horse armor concepts. Really good. I think that setting the trend for new tack for older species was a great addition. However, they gotta find a way to balance out these new tack things, because some of these species are getting spoiled and others are being left by the wayside. Ahem, plush. Bizarres. I mean, we did get new caprine tack, so that is good. But you know, Equus, for crying out loud, give me new Equus stuff. I'm so tired. Please, for the love of God. I swear to the heavens, look at this. Look at this. 88 Equus bridles, 105 Equus saddles, and 63 pairs of socks. I need variants. I'm losing my mind. And the plush, you know what gets me about the plush? Those goddamn saddles. Why is the teddy bear brown every time? Why is there a teddy bear? Why? Oh, tangent over. I am personally very excited about this potential new event progression system, because it means that instead of simplifying it in the way of making it a linear quest structure where you still have to do A before B before C, it could be pick option A, B, or C and then complete the rest later. It could be pick a track that you want to do. If you want to do the breeding license first, then here's a track for that. If you want to get the devs first for the event, here's the track for that. If you want equipment, here's the track for that. Things like that, where you can specify, oh, we're level 10. Good for you, Miku Madness. You are now super speedy. You're elder and level 10. You are a superstar. Not that I could still beat those races fast enough. I doubt it. We'll test that out later. But honestly, I could really see the event progression system becoming something awesome if it is tested. That is one of the things that I seem to notice. They have testers in the game. They're always putting out testers applications. It doesn't feel like there is much genuine testing. Having newer players or having a test batch to, like, I don't know, a server. I don't know how they would do it. I don't know game physics. I don't know game mechanics. I don't know if you gotta hire more people for this shit. But basically, try it out. Put yourself in the shoes of a new player. Put yourself in the shoes of someone who won't spend Robux or can't spend Robux, and try these events from that perspective. Try them from the perspective of having minimal resources and lassos and inventory space. See how it feels to complete them on a casual level. If the event is not fun for your casual players, you can bet it is not fun for your in-depth players. I know you can't please everybody, but when your events are that grindy and just painful and they feel like they're begrudgingly saying, fine, we'll give you a quest to get these super limited potions, but we'll make it hard and annoying and difficult if you don't have the resources. You could always buy them or buy the potion. You don't have to do this quest. You could just buy it. You could just buy it. That is what gets me. At the end of the day, that is what gets me. However the progression system looks, however they change it, it's got to be balanced with the amount of stuff that they're offering in Robux form. They don't need a sales team and marketing team out here maximizing their profits. If people want it, they'll buy it. They do not need to intentionally incentivize that.
Event boosts, recycle.
And make event boosts carry over, for the love of God. I bought event boosts last year for Halloween. They should have carried over to the next year. What do you mean I need to buy it again? I already bought it. That is so evil. So evil. I genuinely am baffled by that. Especially because as you go on with more and more events and you have more and more people attending, it doesn't matter if you have to eventually adjust up the prices a tiny bit because, you know, some of your older player base has more event boosts from stacking, because more of those items will be able to be circulated in the market for cheaper because more people have event boosts. You can't just have a continuous growth market. You gotta have a way to like taper it. The recession that we're in is because everything became too exclusive and too limited and everyone's just hoarding shit. Or like what I really see a lot of in the Discord trading channel is auctions, where people just spend all their coins for auctioning for ridiculously expensive horses and rare items and rare themes and the most sought after stuff. It's just baffling. It is just baffling. When the coin limit is set at 1 million coins to make a sale, and it hasn't changed despite the fact that there are now several horses and items that sell for well over 1 million coins, it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. But you know what? I did want to end this video on a high note, and I wanted to talk about one last thing, not related to the events, not related to new horses, but to the players. I have been hopping around markets a bit more lately, coming out of my shell of the private servers and, you know, facing the people. And I have been really happy to see so many wonderful individuals. I know we didn't hardly do any Rainbow Dash work. I did just run around and talk. We made like 2 plush. But you know what? They did give me a great head start. I wanted to end this video not only because my voice is getting hoarse and sore from talking so much, but also because I am reminded that I truly enjoy this community so much. The creativity that people have when they make horses, the generosity that people have gifting people things, you know, through the mailbox and through trades. It warms my cold, dead heart. And you know what warms it the most of all? Is you stinkers. I have met quite a few of you now, and hopefully added you back on Roblox. Let me know, add me at stinkerssss. But being able to see you come up to me in the market and say hello, and that you like my videos and like my horses, and it makes my whole week. I genuinely don't even know how to respond. Just the fact that you appreciate my rambling and my silly little horse projects that I make and the fun that we have here and the complaining and whining that I do about this game, that you guys have stuck through it, and that is just so sweet. I know I haven't really been consistent on this channel, and I don't intend to be. You know, I started this for fun, and when I stopped having fun with it, I stopped making stuff. I want to be in this game and in this community for the people like you stinkers who want to have fun and want to play things and want to make things and play by their own rules. And I do think it is important to speak up. I think it is very important to talk about the things that I've talked about, to make it known what the players want and need in this. But also, we gotta appreciate what we got. Why am I in a racetrack? I don't want to race. We're not racing.
Stinkers forever!
Stinkers forever! You guys really just make the game. That is what makes this game, is the players and the community and just the incredible projects that people come up with. And to see those things be encroached on by, I'm gonna say it, to me, predatory pricing and pushing and breed weight, especially. I will die on that hill. Breed weight is the worst thing to happen to this game since ever. It makes me sad to see those things come down on these players and push people away from the game or push people into other things. That makes me sad because at the end of the day, I'm here for the community and the people out here having a good time and appreciating horses and appreciating the art in this game, the beautiful work that has been put in by the creators. I love that. And while I can endlessly be mad about some of the choices that they make, most of the time my complaints are just little tweaks and adjustments about, they could do better on this and they could do better than that. But really, truly, my biggest complaint is the insanity of the Robux fiascos with all this, and the, oh yeah, loot boxes are new too, but I won't get into that. Ugh. Whole other can of worms. And breed weight. Always breed weight. Always breed weight. Really just the worst thing ever. Just get rid of it, guys. Quit trying to stand by like it was a good decision that you made. You know what I heard? I heard that the new species has an 8-minute breed weight. You can't make up your freaking minds and just take it off the horse because you have to stand by that you put out breed weight. So you gotta leave it there at 8 minutes. No, get rid of it. Man, breed weight makes me so mad I get sidetracked from what I'm talking about. But I digress. I just want to say that the reason why I'm still sticking around and still hanging around is because I'm having fun with all y'all. And that is honestly all that I could ask for. I am so happy to have met you stinkers. You know who you are, who I met, several times and just got to see and appreciate. And special shout out to the stinker who made a copy of Spot, the Appaloosa. You did incredible. Amazing. And Pepper, too. I remember that video. That was incredible. That was amazing. That made my whole night. I literally squealed out loud when I saw. Oh my god. On that note, I think I'm going to wrap it up. We will check back in on this random project. I really wanted to get into predicting and stuff, but it ended up just being a nice little yap sesh. I'm happy that we got to catch up and talk, and next time, hopefully I can actually play the game instead of just sit here and talk about it. But you know me, I'm a professional yapper. Well, everybody, be stinky, be safe, and I'll see you stinkers on the flip side. Bye!